Well, I waited to do my video last night. It was late. Then Amy and I are going down the road, and all day I could have done my video, but I said, you know what? I just want to relax, watch all these baseball games, watch the races tonight, just end the week, hopefully on a good note. Last night, we had, what, 3 horses to race? Pretty good night. I'm Fancy Like, paced, what, 55, 54 and a piece. Finished really close, really good, closing on the end of it. On a track that has been very, very weird. Right, you saw that is the slowest Battle of Lake Erie I've seen in quite a while. You know, there's back and forth on the internet about, you know, what's going on with the track, what happened. Somebody said, well, you know, it just must have been short before. Well, they went in 47 and 4 last year. That is 5 seconds or 25 lengths slower than last year. Hey, just give me a minute. Certainly wasn't 25 lengths short. The track is just different now. Now, as I say that, I can't pick and choose. I'm Fancy Like was 2 seconds slower than the big race. I can't wrap my head around that. I don't understand how that happened. Because when I raced Great Bet, pace 57, raced okay, but he didn't want any more than that. No, just proved again that he's not quite a grassroots Buckeye horse. Nice little horse, race him in the backyard like that, great. They're going to race at Northfield, but I don't see a whole lot of sense in I don't see a whole lot of sense in running him down the road to Scioto to race in a Buckeye. We can race him in the class he's in right now. Addie Bear. Yeah, I had somebody say, well, you know, you just need, you know, maybe we can send him down to Southern Ohio. And that touches on something. And I'm going to end my message tonight with you the way I'm going to start it. I am always going to stand behind our trainers. They're professional people that take their job very seriously. And much like a manager or coach with a player that's in a bit of a funk, I'm going to stand behind them 100%. None of our horses are just going to the guy who's got the highest percentage at the track. And if that is how any of our clients thinks it should be, then you're in the wrong place. You should probably just sell your shares and go buy some horses with whoever the leading trainer is at that particular track. Jason McGinnis can get on a run here. I think we train at like 3:30 in Ohio. I'm a mediocre driver and train at 3:48 driving for him. We do pretty good in Ohio. And this was back when Harry Polton came on. I heard people all the time, you know, Harry's a good trainer, but could we give the horses to this person or that person? Could we just move the horses? And I get it. You watch a horse race bad and your first instinct is, get him out of there. I go through it all the time. I pick up the phone and talk to the trainers all the time. Sometimes they even wait till the next day because I'm biting my tongue and I don't want to say something to offend anybody because I've been there. I've been on both sides of it. I've been on the runs when horses are racing good, they're doing well, and I've been on the other side of it where it just doesn't seem like you win a qualifier. But it doesn't mean that you lose your horses. It doesn't mean that we turn our back on our trainers. So 1,000% certain Born to Dance is leaving nowhere. He's not going anywhere. Staying right where he is. He's a very mediocre to okay horse that's in a good spot. He is not a Buckeye horse. He is not a stake horse. He's just a nice overnight pacer. And that's what he's going to remain. I'm Fancy Like. She's doing well too. And I got a little chip on my shoulder today for a number of reasons. Not all of which are racetrack born. Just, I wanted it to be a normal Sunday. Instead, we get up and the drive I thought was going to be 4 hours turned into 5 hours plus. The drive back is 5 hours plus. I thought we'd get back at 11. We're getting back closer to 2. Amy has been feeling good. She's still slaving away right now as we drive down the road, slaving away trying to get your books done. And I'm getting emails from people saying, wait, when's Wendy coming back? Because I want to get my bills. Can we get... Listen, you guys are the best clients in the world. I get it. You want to pay your bills, and I truly appreciate that. But the last 90 days have been a little bit difficult also. And you'll understand why over the next month. So, no, I feel bad for her. You know, here, it's our anniversary yesterday, and she's working away at the books. Well, she's not feeling good. Then we come to Ontario. She goes to the doctor the other day in Ohio, and the doctor doesn't really do a whole lot other than say, you're not too bad, see you in a week. Okay. So we come to Ontario, she's still not feeling good. So as I'm watching the first part of the ball game of my son, she's at the hospital in Norfolk. Not because she's terribly ill, because she's worried. We're going to go back to another country. What's going on? Get to the part of your life where if it's not the flu, you start to worry about stuff, right? I go through it all the time. Now, luckily, she'll be fine. She'll be perfectly fine. The explanation that the old doctor gave here was bang on, spot on, made total sense, but it allowed not just clarity, but allowed her to relax. I could tell it was bothering her. It was bothering me a lot, too. But she got to drive 5 hours to go to the hospital. Well, I drove 5 hours to go watch Ollie play baseball. She caught the last inning of the game. And this is the weirdest weather. This is a nice area. What's it? Norfolk County. Nice place. The weirdest weather I've ever seen. We got here. The sun was out. It was hot. It was nice. Clouds rolled in and immediately thunder and lightning. I'm like, wow. I just left. I had Addie on the playground. Just walked back to the car. Jumped in the car. By the time I got my door closed, it seemed like it was absolutely a torrential downpour. I'm thinking, oh my God. The game's going to be canceled. We're going to have a 10-hour round trip drive for nothing at all. And it poured. I don't know what they did, but they did one heck of a job. I know, quick dry. Yeah, I know.
They had like roller sponges.
I get it, Ollie. Thank you. I saw it. I know, buddy. Thank you. The crew. What a beautiful little place it was too. 3 beautiful fields, nice stadium seating. It was really nice. I get out of the car and walked up to the diamond. I'm thinking, no shot they're gonna play. As Ollie was just explaining, they had like sponges. In quick dry. The diamond was ready to play. These guys are hardcore. This isn't your normal city diamond. It would have just been Sunday at 5:30. Call it a night. See you later. No, these guys were dedicated. They got the game in. Ollie played good. Wasn't as crisp at the plate, but played good. Played good. Played very, very good defensively, and the team won again. So really happy to see that. We get back in the car, get a bite to eat. I guess before I finish this part of the story, I'm going to rewind just a little bit. Born to Dance raced good. I'm Fancy Like raced good. And then Renegade Gypsy won the last race of the night. And you know, this is where my frustration started a little bit. Somebody messaged me and said, Renegade Gypsy won, but you know, he was on his hands and knees and didn't beat anybody. And this wasn't one of our partners. This was just somebody, by the way. To say that is to assume that the horses are good all the time, which they aren't, ever. They're like human beings. There is no one, if you're telling me that you are as good in January as you are in December, I'm telling you, you put out about 70%. You're just lazy. That's the way it is. There is no athlete on earth that is good all the time. It is absolutely impossible. And for many of you that know me, you know that it's bubbling up inside right now. I'm getting a little angry. That's all right. We had that kind of day, right? The travel sucked. Amy had to spend... What happened? The travel sucked. Amy had to spend some time in the hospital. And she's fine, thank God. So that was actually a huge relief. And then we got to watch Ollie. Oh, you don't feel better? Knowing that it's not something serious? I don't think so. Ollie, Egosh. So it wasn't fun, but it gave you some solace in knowing that it wasn't anything serious. What's that?
He's right.
Oh, it sounds like he was right. It made all the sense in the world.
It doesn't make any sense in the world. I would literally be less than 1% to get that.
That's the way it is.
That seemed...
I wasn't going to tell anybody, but now you're making me.
No, I'm not.
Yeah. So Amy goes to the hospital. I wasn't going to tell you guys, but I don't care.
Oh, we waited.
No, I don't. I'm happy that they found out what it... So, typical... What was the name of that movie with Michael J. Fox? Doc Hollywood. Did you ever watch Doc Hollywood?
No.
Okay, so the premise of Doc Hollywood was Michael J. Fox, and this is a billion years ago. Michael J. Fox was a doctor, a fancy Beverly Hills plastic surgeon, or he was going to be a plastic surgeon or something like that. This is off my memory. And he breaks his car, he breaks down or gets in an accident, something breaks down in this hick town, and he's stuck there, and he ends up being a doctor in the town. And an old crotchety doctor. I remember there was one scene where he was calling like an air ambulance in to get this kid because there's something seriously wrong with him. And the doctor comes by and says, "Boy, were you into your dad's chog?" And he's talking about his chewing tobacco. And he gave him some pop or something, and he burped and he was fine. And here they get the air ambulances coming outside. So it's just what the meaning of the story was. We went to a hospital in a small town, and this old guy told Amy, he said, because her lymph nodes were swollen up, and she had pain in some of them at the back of her neck, which I didn't even know you had lymph nodes at the base of your skull, and there was swelling. It was serious. I was concerned, and she was concerned. Old guy looked at her, and he goes, "Sit down." He goes, "Well, you can tell the story if you want."
No, I'm not.
You're not telling the story? So the only reason I believe it, one, is because Amy's immune system is not the greatest.
It's fully assessed. Let's just put it that way.
Yes, not the greatest immune system. She gets sick easy. She used to get sick. She's better now. She used to get sick easy. Anyway, the doctor says it makes no sense, but you got German measles. German measles. Now, I remember hearing it on the news maybe a month ago, how there was a wave of measles going through. I'm not going to guess how it happened or why it happened. I assume I know, but I'm certainly not going to say it because I don't. But there's an uptick in measles. Now, she's vaccinated. All her kids are vaccinated. Much of your kids are vaccinated. You're vaccinated. I'm vaccinated. And as she said off camera a minute ago, less than 1% of the people can get the measles once they've been vaccinated. Now, it's not full-blown, but I don't know the difference. It's rubella. I don't know the difference between... Did he tell you to quarantine? Did he tell you anything? No?
Well, no, because I already told him I've been feeling bad since Wednesday, and I'm past the...
You're past the...
contagious period.
So you've already super spread everybody if they're going to get it.
Yeah.
Nobody got it in the household. Nobody's got it, shockingly enough. But the doctor is certain that it was German measles. Which, listen, your wife came home and your husband came home and their lymph nodes, and they weren't big or anything, but they're swollen here, very sore to touch, sore up in behind the ears, sore up in behind the head to touch. That's not normal. That's the stuff that you worry about, right? It's kept me up. It's kept her up. But I completely believe what the doctor said. But he wasn't worried about anything else. He was certain that that's what it was.
Well, no, he said I have to come back.
You have to come back here.
Well, which I'm not.
But when did he want to see you? He said you can come back when?
If it stays
bad.
in
Well,
2 days.
you look better than you did 2 days ago. So anyway, it was a little scary at the time. So that's frustrating me. The fact that Amy she come all the way here and didn't get to watch all these games is frustrating me. And then, you know, the email about Renegade Gypsy kind of bothered me. Come on, guys. The horse is, yeah, he's no good right now. He's in a funk right now. He's a racehorse. He did this with us last year and the year before, any time in the summer. Allergies kill him. We all know that. Now, does Ron want to turn him out, or does Ron want to sell him, or does Ron want to keep racing him? I don't. That's a Ron Burke issue. And then you think everybody should understand that we own 14% of Renegade Gypsy now. It used to be the other way around. We used to own all of them. We own very little of him now. So that'll be up to Ronnie to decide what he wants to do, not us. And then came the coup de grace, as they say. That's the death blow. I got to watch Georgian Downs. I made a small scene in Boston Pizza.
Yeah,
there was no one there.
I'm never going back there.
I was in Norfolk. Who's gonna? Anybody that happened to be in the Norfolk Boston Pizza Sunday night at 8 o'clock, I'm sorry if I was a little.
You should be sorry.
I wasn't. I was a little boisterous. I was a little animated.
That might be the understatement.
Oh, stop! I was a little animated. You know, I field your emails. I get it. Can we move this horse? Can we move that horse? Dominic's not having any luck. You know why? Because he's racing all our bad horses. That's why. We've asked him to qualify and race the likes of McPaisley. And who's the thing that was over? J-Port Beach Boy and those horses. Horses that we kept because we hope they come back. Good, and they weren't. I went through the same thing over the last few years with other trainers. I just finished telling you that. I feel terrible for Dominic. I put him in a spot. I put him in a position to fail and watched him fail. So I feel bad for him. And then to have him, like, don't talk about Bruno. He's got the 9-hole tonight. Jay just sails out of there. And I don't blame him a little bit. No holes. Rather than try and back him into the 9-hole, just sit in the outside, no forever fine. But then a 5-hole appeared coming to the 5/8, or the half. 3/8. Didn't bother getting him in there. Just sat on the outside. Looked like he was advancing on the last turn and ended up 6. We'll chalk that up to the 9-hole, but it looked to me like nobody was in any sort of hurry to race. But just the way it was. 9-hole, crappy trip. Okay, turn the page. Now you got Great Bet. First start, I believe, in a condition claimer. Made a break his last start, which is very rare for him. Put him in. They go with 6 horses. This could be the sourest horse we have right now. We gelded him. He's lazy. You guys know that. He was like that training down. He's always been like that. You got to get him up in the action. You're 3/4 of a length off the gate leaving. You're 4 lengths off the horse in front of you going into the first turn. Then Jay says he was running in. How bad was he running in? And I'm not coming on here trying to attack Jay or Dominic or anybody. Then this is the same way I spoke to Dominic. Dominic and I are best friends. And keep that in mind also.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know that Dominic and I are best friends? Dominic and I have known each other since before Mummy and I knew each other.
Really?
Yep. I knew Dominic when I was 20 years old. Dominic has done a great job with the horses he's been able to do a great job with. Somebody said, well, Ready for Landing exploded when he went for it because he's in with nothing in the meadows. He's in with cheaper horses. He was 1st and 2nd. He was 2nd and 54 at Mohawk. I didn't get anybody's email saying, geez, Dominic's doing a great job with that horse. You think it's Dominic Ladou's fault tonight that Bruno was out the whole way? No, it just worked out. At 9 holes, not much you can do. Do you think it was his fault that he got away 6 by 8 lengths off at the quarter pole in a 6-horse field? No, it's not his fault. Maybe Jay doesn't like Great Bet. I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe he was running in. The other day he was running out. And that was. I did talk to Dominic and say these are things that shouldn't surprise us. We shouldn't go to the track and be surprised when if a horse is running in and you got a dull head pull on him and he's running in bad and he needs a sharper head pull, that happens all the time. That happened with Great Bet 2 starts ago. Or not Great Bet, Born to Dance 2 starts ago. We went from a Murphy blind to a Murphy blind and line pull to a head pull. Happens all the time. But you shouldn't have a horse switch leads like that and say, well, he was running out in Flamborough, but now he's running in a bigger track. That makes no sense. He didn't look sore to me. He didn't look lame to me. And that isn't why you're 4 lengths off the horse in 5th going to quarter pole. He made a break on Jay last week, and I think Jay just didn't want to have him make a break tonight. We're not racing our pacers to get flat lines. If they can't do, they got to go. That's the way it is. This is the season we're in. And that brings me to the last one, and I was mad about this one. We raced Oakwood Cowboy in an 8-claimer. He looked good, and we're like, oh, thank God. Truthfully, tell the truth. All of you out there that are my partners watched that race and said, oh, thank God he wasn't claimed. I would have felt bad. The only other class to race him in, because there's no claimers in Ontario right now, is the 20 condition claimer. A little bit stiffer, but it's my understanding Jay told Dominic, yeah, he can do in there. I disagree. He went on the track at 20-1. He went behind the gate at 20-1. A stone cold lever and front end horse. They back him off the gate. Again, He's 3 lengths behind the horse in front of him coming to the half. And he's a non-factor and backs up. That one is on Dominic. You got him in the wrong class. And I told him, don't feel that you're going to hurt my feelings in saying, geez, I'd like to put him back in for 8. You're not going to hurt my feelings. And if that means he's an 8 and we don't want to lose him for 8 Canadian, then I can look over here and say, maybe he'll do the 10. I can tell you this much. The 7,000 claimer I raced in at the Meadows the other day went 53-2. He would be eviscerated in that class. So maybe he should be in an 8 claimer. I can tell you what he's not going to be in again. He's a 20 condition claimer at Georgian Downs. That's where he won't be again. Now you've got the whole picture of why I'm a little heated. Best news I got today, talked to Danny. All the horses trained great in Ontario. Gaslight Hall looked great. Resolve Indeed looked great. The horses qualifying looked good. I was happy with Century Legion. I wasn't disappointed with My Wicked Art. Again, is she a stake filly? No, she doesn't look like a stake filly to me. She looks like a prospect filly. One that needs hobbles in a hole or two by the looks of things. I sat behind her, a nice little filly, but we're not racing for ribbons. You know, I'm glad. You know, as you guys know, these videos sometimes let me get a lot off my chest and vent also. For those of you out there that are firm on Dominic not training your horses, then just sell your shares. Because I'm not moving the horses from him. I know the guy has done a great job for us. He did a great job last year. He's been in the winner's circle plenty with horses and good horses. But I set him up to fail. I gave him every bad horse that we had, potentially bad horse. And shockingly, they came back bad for the most part. Some of them were back okay. I was happy with George. Who else? Allie in the Clouds. Been happy with her. And this isn't just a Dominic thing. Carrie has horses too. Victory Blue Chip's in a condition claimer this week. Vaquero Blue Chip I sold for next to nothing on OnGate 2 weeks ago. Sometimes okay horses come back bad. Sometimes good horses come back okay. Sometimes they come back bad too. And sometimes okay horses and good horses come back really good. That's horse racing. We love the ladder, the first side of it. When they come back really good, it's great. When they come back bad, it's heartbreaking. And it's human nature to say it's somebody's fault. Anthony, you didn't manage him good. Dominic, you didn't train him good. The blacksmith did a bad job. The vet did a bad job. Somebody did a bad job because this horse didn't come back good. The truth is, the horse did a bad job. It's not the end of the world. I can't blame that dog in the back because he can't meow any more than I can blame a bad horse for not racing good. It's the way it is. You know that. I am going to stand behind our trainers, people that I have respect for. I am going to stick up for them, and I'm going to go to the wall for them. And that means for everybody. I will not blame any people that want to jump off the ship and say, good, Anthony, if you're going to stick with Dominic, then I'm not going to stick with you. I can't blame you for doing that. I respect every single one of you. But I also respect the people that we hired to do the job we're doing. So, that will be on me, I suppose. It will be my loss. But that's the route I choose. We started this stable bringing in and standing behind quality horsemen that love their job and want to work hard. That's a sword I will fall on. You can be sure of that. So I wish everybody good luck this week. Better luck than we had tonight. And a great week ahead. Aside from Sunday starting at 6 o'clock, we've had a tremendous weekend. Very, very happy with what I've seen. It just dawned on me I didn't write the email for my headers. I did all the videos, finished all my videos, and forgot to write a header. don't have to get Amy more work for Amy. You're okay, eh?
Yeah, fine.
Just a short paragraph. You guys are only getting, instead of me blabbering on.
Your videos.
No, instead of me blabbering on with 4 paragraphs, you're just going to get a short one tonight because I forgot to write it. Another thing I didn't get done today. So with that, I do feel better. My wife is going to be fine. I'm fine. That's all that matters. The ball game was a great ball game. Ollie played good. The horses raced terrible at Georgian Downs. And I hope if somebody watches this, they're not seeing me as blaming anybody. It just is the way it is. Anyway, I will talk to you all soon. Have a wonderful rest of your night. There's not much of it left. And I will talk to you all tomorrow at some point when I cool off. Take care.